welcome back to RoostleMania, people. Getting through the rest of top 32. About to have top 8. All of those matches are going to be streamed as well, so you won't miss any of the action when we get down to top 8.
Yes, you guys will be, especially if you guys keep it tuned, you'll be intimately familiar with each of our top 8 candidates. And this is another qualifier on our screen right now. Shyado. He literally just told us how to say it. Shyado. Shyado and Justyce gonna go against each other here. What do you think of this very classic match?
Honestly, I'm a little bit biased. I play Cloud.
Sure.
So I'm obviously rooting for Shyado here, but Palu is a super strong character, especially in neutral, especially with her combo game. Sort of similar to Bayonetta, has a lot of multi-hits that do a lot of damage, and has a lot of strong aerials that, are dangerous at pretty low percent sometimes, That up air killing off the top at close to 80 sometimes. The back air with that shield as well, the invincibility, really a serious threat.
Yeah, speaking of threats, Justyce has been a constant threat throughout the lifespan of this game. Just to kind of paint the picture for you guys, this is kind of a matchup of the old GOAT versus the young buck new to town, pretty much. Because Justyce has been playing this game since Smash 4, very early Smash 4. Shyado, he's for sure been around the block, but does not have the experience that Justyce brings to the table.
And then obviously Justyce is schooling Shyado here in this first match. Wondering if we'll see maybe a JG3 here. Unless this limit can take the stock, but not if he can't find the hit, not if he can't find that kill confirm. That one combo move, but he is able to hit the raw cross slash, catching Justyce off guard there, taking a stock, but honestly not super confident in Shyado's gameplay here. Using a lot of up B, interestingly. Not in the situations that I personally would like to use it. Really kind of leaving him exposed.
Sure.
Not playing the patient game. Like, Palu's gonna swing.
At some point. It is kind of in the cards for Palu to swing, but obviously you can see Justyce very calm and composed and picks his spots in the right areas, just like there. That down throw back air put Shyado in a spot where he decides to air it out into the glass, unfortunately.
And Cloud's a swinging character too. But you have to be swinging with intent. And I don't think Shyado there was swinging at ghosts.
A little bit. I feel the idea though. He's trying to feel out Justyce, trying to see if he could catch him doing the typical Palu things of jumping in and airing. Because there's a world where those up smashes do connect on a little bit more of an aggressive Palutena. But this is where the small fry become big fry, pretty much. Is where you see that it wasn't working, and then you adapt, and then you overcome. It's as simple as that.
I think a lot of it is also Justyce's aggression here. Setting the pace up in the match is something we were talking about in the last set between Best Fit and GamerDog. Whoever controls the pace is sort of able to control, their lead in the game, right? And, in a game where the pacing is very back and forth and each player has their chance on offense and defense, it's a lot easier to have a back and forth match. But, in that first game, obviously, Justyce had the momentum.
Yeah, for sure. And Shyado, I saw, a couple of sets of his earlier. He for sure plays very wild with that momentum. Completed a reverse 3-0 on a KCPR member of Chumples, who is known for his colorful cast of characters. Shyado stayed composed and completed the reverse 3-0. And no longer swinging at ghosts, just making them with that up smash. Takes Justyce first stop.
All right. And we see, like you said, you adapt.
Yeah.
You adapt. You switch it up. You feel out your opponent. And obviously, Shyado has felt it out. He already has Justyce here. 76%. I was criticizing him a little bit earlier. Like I said, swinging at ghosts. But, at this point, he's found his mojo. He seems to be making it work. The limit up B, though, not gonna work there. He drifted out, was a little bit scared to go for that ledge there. I think he had a little bit more time before he really had to up B there. Unfortunate that to lose that stock in that way, but still with a definitive lead here. Spamming the back air on the shield, trying to keep Justyce in the corner. Justyce just finding that in between, that little break in the offense there from Shyado and building up a lot of damage off of it.
That's the big starter for Justyce. He tries to end it off with an exclamation point, but there goes the dash attack, and now we have a 1 stock game. Justyce taking his time on that platform a little bit.
Using the angel platform, waiting out the limit there.
Like older brother, like younger brother, we saw Gamer Dog, who was actually the younger brother of Justyce, a little bit of lore drop there. They have both of that same pattern where they kind of wait on that angel platform, give them a little bit of a respite before they go back right into the fight.
You know, the disadvantage to waiting on the angel platform is you get less invincibility on the ground, but the advantage is you're on the angel platform.
Exactly, you get the invincibility in the air.
You don't have to get down there, and you don't have to let him chase you around and try and catch you when your invincibility's gone. You know. We just see here, dangerous situation. The parry into the grab. He has limit. We'll see if he can make anything happen off of it. Maybe something raw, maybe a combo confirmed.
Wow. Yeah.
The cross slash, not enough hits connecting to build enough damage to kill just yet.
Yeah, speaking of Justyce tries to find the grab there, but it's perfectly timed spot dodge. Shadow's trying to, shark and find that back end. Like you're saying, just kind of putting the Buster Sword in the right place is the key to victory here.
Yeah. And I mean, Cloud, such a fast character, such a good character with his aerials and with his neutral game. Obviously the back air being his biggest weapon there. It'll be interesting to see, if Shyado can make that connect in the way he needs to. Obviously, Justyce here going for something similar with their back air, the dash attack there, catching Justyce in the air. Really hard to shield when you're just hanging around.
Yeah, it is actually very interesting because these two characters for sure have a parallel with these specific two moves, dash attack and back air. Both are very great options in that corner scenario, and they're very good at taking stocks in that ledge trapping scenario. But on the other end, you don't want to land with them because the opposing opponent has that dash attack, which is a very great burst option and catches that landing super well. You saw even there, even though Palutena has the back air that has the trample effect, that shielding effect, if you're there with that dash attack first, the Buster Sword's going to win 10 times out of 10.
I think a lot of this matchup has also just been range. Palutena has her disjoints, she has her range, but it's a sword. The Buster Sword is just gonna be longer. It's gonna make it harder for Palutena to get in. And obviously, Shyado does not want to let her get in because that's where she gets all of her damage from.
Yeah.
And evidently there, the Nair chain, getting a lot of damage in, but also giving Shyado limit there. And something that's interesting to me is mostly they've been using limit for that rock cross slash. And I don't criticize it. Rock cross slash is a really, really good call out move. But it also doesn't kill quite as consistently as finishing touch would, for example. I prefer to use finishing touch because it's a more consistent kill move, and if I'm gonna hit it raw, it hits on both sides, I'm just gonna hit it raw.
Sure.
Right? It does take a little bit longer, which I think is why he's opting for the cross slash instead. As well as the cross slash offering that momentum cancel as well.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if he tries to utilize any of his other limit moves as well. Obviously, cross slash being the most common one, but it'd be interesting to see him, try to shield and maybe limit up the to take a stock.
Yeah, very tough stuff as we are sitting on 2 stocks apiece between our 2 competitors. Justyce has not found that, combo opener, but it is just one Nair away before that advantage state gets to start. Unfortunate. Not only did he not mean to go and re-grab, but he also bounced off the ledge and SD's his stock. Justyce is gonna have to start with a new clean play here.
I mean, this is the pain of Smashville. I used to play Mewtwo a ton, and the pain of teleport recoveries on Smashville is you run into the run into the bottom of the stage, and
sometimes it betrays you. Yeah,
you get shoved. Smashville Town and City. Same thing.
Yeah.
Same shape. It has the same effect. You hit the lip, you hit the bottom of the stage, and your life ends.
It's really tough there. And speaking of end, Shyado is just playing into it very hard here. I saw him connect like with 5 upbeats right into Justyce, but
will kill the Gimp with that laser there, keeping him from returning to that ledge. Neither of these players really wanting to go for any edge guards here, really opting for ledge trapping instead, which is obviously the safer option. You get to keep stage control in that scenario. And for Justyce here, playing Palutena is probably the better option, especially against Cloud, as you saw there, able to get the Gimp. Let's get a parry as well, but unable to punish off the multi-hit.
Yeah, and now Justyce in a very scary scenario avoids the climb hazard. What a crazy option from Shyado. Speaking of crazy options, we almost lose our stocks here. This is a dance drag. Man, and these are going crazy. There goes the dash.
The parries from Shyado. Oh my gosh.
Wow. This has been an insane set so far. Both players are scrapping for this top 8 winner side spot.
2-1. Shyado in the lead. Honestly dominant momentum-wise. Keeping a one-stock deficit there that entire game. Just really dominant here. No switch from either player. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
It
is
tough.
understandable.
Yeah.
You play your best character, you know? But honestly, I mean, here you have to wonder if Justyce is going to try and switch anything up about their gameplay. They have to just keep Shyado at bay here, or else they're not going to find anything.
What an interesting interaction there. There goes that range versus the trample effect on Palutena's shield. And we already talked about it earlier. That range is always going to win if Shyado is playing at the perfect spacing there.
And I mean, we see, okay, Justyce is starting to make something happen. You know, Justyce trying to take this momentum early here, trying to keep Shyado at bay. Actually didn't let him get in close when he had that limit. Made him waste it on the beam there.
But, oh wow, great punish there. Just kind of heads up play for Justyce here. But you can see Shado's just trying to once again rack on this offense and then just snowball it, because he saw in game 1, you know, as Justyce has the tempo in his control, he kind of just snowballed it on Shyado, but Shyado finds the back air.
My thing with Cloud, he's an explosive character.
Yes,
you know, the momentum in a game with Cloud can shift so quickly because all he needs is one hit and then he's reading your every move.
Yep.
A lot of Cloud's hits aren't really true, but his sword is so big, it's hard to get away.
Yeah.
Once he's in on you, you're there. You gotta scrap him.
Yep.
And obviously, Shadow's using that to his advantage here. And really keeping Justyce in some tight spots here. Now, Shyado here in a tight spot does get hit by the F smash, but is able to make it back just barely. Still in the corner, though.
Speaking of having to
situation.
Yeah, speaking of having to scrap, you know, Shyado had to find his way out of that corner scenario because Justyce is just going to rinse and repeat until you find your defeat.
Jump, fast falls into the blast zone. R.I.P. His last stock now. Dangerous situation again. Justyce really here switching the momentum like I was talking about. You know, it was really in Shado's favor in the last 2 games. I think Justyce flipped the switch and is really trying to get this momentum back here. They need to win this game. They need to take it to game 5 here. The back air there. Again, super strong option there for Cloud. Hitting the beam with the limit charge.
Yeah, and that's what I was afraid of. You know, Justyce had the lead and the momentum on his side, but if you just continue to play fast, you can slip up one time and give Shyado right back the momentum.
Right.
Now Justyce has an advantage state. If he finds something here, Shyado can find himself losing his stock like he did that second one.
He's in the corner again, dangerous situation. Reads the tech and does get the back air. Game 5 here at RoostleMania. Shyado versus Justyce.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, Justyce bringing it back, and that's a big, and I mean big, game 4 to win. Justyce going into game 5 with the winning advantage. Shyado just has to dig deep and find whatever he calls upon to kind of show out for Show Me Esports and put this dub for the club.
You know what? I criticized the no switch from Justyce earlier. Obviously, that was a mistake. Wrong call from me, because it is working, and if Justyce can keep this going in this 5th game, it's set.
Yeah. Speaking of set, we're here on PS2, where the best games are made, and I think this will just be another banger for the catalog. Let's get right into it. Cloud versus Palutena. Beautiful matchup for Smash Ultimate old heads.
And you'll see here, you know, both players here, for them, this is 0-0, but with higher stakes. You know, this is the golden goal. Right? Both of them now sort of playing a little bit more passive, just feeling each other out again. It's like game 1 all over again. You know? Which, only difference is they now have a feel for each other.
Yeah.
Right? They're going to play more passive. They're going to try and do, you know, sort of different things again. But with that knowledge that, you know, I know what you're going to do. You sort of have each other's number now. Obviously, Justyce has Shadow's number in the first half of this game.
Wow, a nice F tilt to kind of continue on the combo there. But there goes the up Bs. Yeah, Justyce needs to kind of scout out those errant options that Shadow's putting out and then actually punish them. That's what he was doing in game 1, and we found him doing it at the end of that game 4. But Shadow's just going to continue to swing. He has no regard for Justyce's punish game.
And again, that's the thing about Cloud. He kind of can sometimes just get away with swinging. You know, he's going to punish you for coming in on him. And, you know, if you can't find those in-between spots where his sword isn't, you're getting hit. You're getting hit, especially with all of the lingering hitboxes that Cloud has. The up air, the F air, and that... Was that a dash attack?
Yeah, that was
off the top there?
Off the top, because... I don't know. I feel like Shyado just kind of went... He kind of committed to the bit a little bit too much.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Cloud's biggest advantage is also his biggest weakness, you know. Like I said, he swings. Justyce is finding those in-between spots. Justyce is finding that space. That up smash there, costing Shadow more percent here. Now he has limits. See if he can take the stock with it.
Okay.
Doesn't need it, though. The back air will hit.
Great positioning there by Shadow, and finds the back air, and that's what this, in end of the day, this is a positioning matchup, and if Shadow's gonna kind of throw away the positioning for putting the Buster Sword in unoptimal positions, he'll lose those interactions. But if he finds the right positioning, he can kind of swing whatever he wants.
Right, and I think a lot of it is just the spacing. You know, you have a big sword. This woman only has a staff. That's all she can really use against you, aside from her projectile moves, obviously. You can take a little bit more time, especially since Justyce is trying to play a closer game anyway. You know, you can take a little bit more time, plan out your moves a little bit better, put a bit more shield pressure on. I don't think Justyce really wants to let that happen, though. Justyce is obviously playing a little bit more aggressive in this situation now. The cross slash is hitting there, though. So, I mean, both have 2 stocks, and Shadow taking it with the back air.
Yeah, Shadow finds it, but Justyce saying, you know, you could do back airs, I could do them too, and there goes an edge guard with the auto reticle. That's one of those game 5 little tricks and tips that you pull out of your sleeve to even it up. It immediately finds in there. Justyce continuing the combo, but we get the climb hazard just out in time, and we're mashing our face on that B button.
We're back in this last stock. Both players pretty decent, pretty even, you know? You know, neither one really taking anything major here. Justyce here trying to find anything. The back airs not connecting. Shadow here really playing more patient, really trying to make sure he doesn't give up anything for free. He has limit now. We'll see if he can make anything happen off of it. In there, hit. Not gonna connect anything.
Justyce is playing evasive.
Up air. The finishing touch not going to connect there. Justyce was ready for it.
I think everybody in the venue was ready for it. Everybody saw that tension, even Justyce, and was playing super evasive and found and pretty much pulled out the finishing touch straight from Shadow, and now Justyce has his palm on Shadow, but right under!
Up smash nearly sending this game to its end. The back air, now we have limit again. We'll see if he can do anything with it.
Whiff grab, that's the last thing you want to whip, and that's what I'm talking about.
And the pop-off from Shadow, the pop-off from the crowd. Obviously, so much riding on this game. Top 8 for Shadow there.
You know, we gave a little bit of a courthouse stomp in there. Shadow, as soon as he saw the whiff grab, it's funny because we were just talking about his, and he punished. He found it out.
you know? And I mean, Justyce there, you know, really obviously trying really hard to just make anything happen, obviously, you know?
Yeah, that
really,
was
really swinging from both players. You know, Shyado there just taking a little bit more time, like we were talking about, being a little bit more patient and waiting for that option. The spacing there, really unfortunate from Justyce, costing him that final stock. And hey, I criticized it. Limit cross slash came through for Shyado.
Oh yeah,
Limit cross slash came through.
That is the move. That is the winner. That's the winner because at any moment's notice, you can pull it out. You know, since it is the side B, you can direction it either forward or behind you. It's just going to work out 9 times out of 10 because of the multi-hit nature. That last giant hit is the only one you need to connect, especially in those last stock, last hit scenarios. Shyado just found it.
And you know, even if he misses that, that move is almost impossible to punish. From playing with it, from playing against it, you actually get out of that, I think, faster than your opponent even gets out of shield stun. Right? So even if they try to punish you, they have to punish you with grab, they have to punish you with some insane read. I think Shyado still had a chance to take that even if he misses that.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, at best, if it whiffs completely, Justyce may be able to get in time for a dash attack, but we saw the first dash attack that Justyce hit in that last stock scenario didn't even take the stock. It was going to be stale. It was going to be a tough one. There was a lot more smash to be had if that missed, but obviously Shyado did that not because he was swinging for the fences. He did that because he knew it was game. You saw that. You saw him reaching, and you know, he gave him a little bit of a lesson, kind of throwing it back. The old head eventually gets taught a little bit of a new trick.
And I mean,